Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. I'm recording this in OBS Studio, so it's not 4K today. Anyway, guess what the subject of this video is about? That's right, one-hit wonders. I'm going to show you my 10 favorite one-hit wonders. I'll probably title it, top 10 best one-hit wonders, something like that. And before I show you the top 10, thank you to all those that left some suggestions in my community on this channel. I did take one or two of them that I hadn't already added. So some of the songs I thought of that didn't quite make my top 10 include Brandy, You're a Fine Girl by the band Looking Glass, an early 70s hit for them. Roxy Roller. It was done by Sweeney Todd, which was a big hit here in Canada. And then I think later on Nick Gilder also did it, and that was the big hit in the States. Tainted Love by Soft Cell. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. Mississippi Queen by Mountain. She Blinded Me with Science by Thomas Dolby. Whip It by Devo. I love Devo. Whip It is a great song, but there's a lot more songs by them that I love more. Rock and Roll Part 2. I won't mention the artist, but, back in the early 70s, it was a great instrumental, mainly instrumental. Seasons in the Sun by the great Canadian Terry Jacks. He was also in the Poppy family. I always love that song. I know it gets kind of bashed quite a bit, but I don't know. I liked it. Green-Eyed Lady. Now, I almost had that in my top 10. It would have been in the, close to the top, but the band Sugarloaf, they had another hit. So they're not a one-hit wonder band. Their other hit was Don't Call Us, We'll Call You, which went to number 9 on the US charts. And then My Sharona, I thought that was their only big hit. But as you can see here, they had another top 40 hit with Good Girls Don't, which peaked at number 11. So, that song did pretty well too. And even a third song, Baby Talk Sturdy, went to number 38. And so anyway, I double-checked the 10 songs because there's always going to be somebody that... They weren't a one-hit wonder band. Well, they were for at least in the US and Canada. And so for my top 10, it says, all the songs listed are considered one-hit wonders in the US and Canada, as each represents the only significant chart or cultural hit for their respective artists. This aligns with music history and discussions in sources like music blogs and X posts about one-hit wonders. So here are my top 10 best one-hit wonders. Starting with We're Gonna Rock On to Electric Avenue. Yeah, Eddie Grant. Just a great song. Just so catchy. And I've always loved that song. That came out, I should have checked the date, but that had to be, I guess, the early 80s. Somebody will let me know. Number 9. Yeah, I used to disc jockey in the 70s, late 70s and the 80s and early 90s. And we used to play this song quite often. I've always loved it. That's all I got to say about that. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Thank you. Next up, number 8. Yeah, very similar to Funky Town. Just, I love this kind of, when I was disc jockeying. Another one was Technotronic with Pump Up the Jam, and, a few other dance songs that I loved. But yeah, Pop Music by the artist M at number 8. I used to, I had a partner, but I used to kind of decide on what music to play 80% of the time. And I used to have that pop music uh, with Billy Squire's The Stroke, if you remember that song. They just seem to work well together. Number 7. Yeah, the original, not the one by Motley Crue. Smokin' in the Boys' Room by Brownsville Station. Their one big hit. What a great rock song. Number 6. Ram Jam. Black Betty. Oh, Black Betty, Bam-a-Lam. I I think I actually bought the album that Black Betty was on. It has that cover. This is the single. And from what I remember, it wasn't anything special, but it would be kind of interesting to, check on Spotify, some of their other music and see what it's like. Because that song, Black Betty, is so good. All right, number 5. Yep, Dexy's Midnight Runners and Come On Eileen. I've always loved that song. I don't think I've heard anything else by this band, though. All right, number 4. And I would like to thank Janet Sampson, better known as Bob, because I love this song, but I never thought of it. I never considered it as a one-hit wonder, but it is. The Amboy Dukes with the great Ted Nugent. No, I love his guitar work. I'm not crazy about him as a person, but he's an awesome guitarist, and there's a great solo in that song. So, Journey to the Center of My Mind at number 4. Number 3. And, like I said, some people mentioned other songs. They're not one of my favorites, or I already had them on the list. But thanks to everybody that did contribute in my community. Number 3 is In-A-GADDA-DA-VIDA, baby. I guess that wasn't a 18-minute single. They cut it down to probably 3-4 minutes. But even the shorter version, it's just such a great song. I love that guitar riff. And, of course, the extended version is the best. But still, a great one-hit wonder for Iron Butterfly. And they were a pretty big band back in the late 60s, early 70s. But they only had one big hit. Number 2. Yeah, I remember buying the single back in the early 70s. And they did have, now they weren't a one-hit wonder in the UK, but this is just for Canada and the United States. In the UK, they had God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which was later covered by Kiss. And they might have had another single or two. But here in Canada and the States, their only big hit, Hold Your Head Up. What a great song. Love it. Number 1, which has always been number 1 for me for 55 years. For the past 55 years, this has been my favorite one-hit wonder. Yeah. Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. Now, later on, of course, in the 80s, the song was a hit again for Doctor and the Medics. I love that version, too. But, just for the artist, it's Norman's one and only hit single. And for me, it's the greatest one-hit wonder. So let me know what you think about my choices, and let me know some other songs that, for whatever reason, didn't make my list. You can have your own list, and I can have my own list, and we can all get along. Hopefully. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please remember to leave a comment below, like the video, and make sure you subscribe to both of my channels. Bye. Oh, I wasn't recording.